Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we have a Jarl game. I actually don't have a sideboard for this yet, so I haven't played quite enough to know. But what I want to do is we're gonna learn it on the fly. So I'm gonna take the warrior sideboard, which is mostly everything. But I think I'm gonna cut some cards. I think not all of this is super relevant. Like for instance, I don't think I need extra Fate for Scenes. And I don't think I need the pick to pieces, and like I'm not sure it's going to go really that late, so I don't need those cards for ratios or anything. And I think this looks okay. Let's just try it out. Equipment, yeah, we just have Mask of Perdition and Vambrace. They are fat stacking quite a bit, so that tells me something about their plan. I think all of this looks pretty standard, except for maybe corn at peak. I don't know. They have quite a few options in the hat, so we'll see what they get up to. Wow, they get to pitch quite a powerful little thing here. Yeah, I'll pay 1 to avoid discarding. I'll pitch the Codex. We'll see if I can try to mill that nice little pitch stack that they have there, Oak and Old Pulse next to each other. And in the meantime, we're just going to go and Lightning Strike for go again. Pretty decent little start, I would say. Yeah, I don't mind them using the Stalagmite here. They have much better blocks with Stalagmite, no doubt. The Frostbite means Uzuri reaction kind of gets stuffed unless they have Tunic, so pretty happy for them to block with it already. And maybe I can think about this turn as well if I should have done both daggers into CNC. Skill Peeler, pretty good against Stalagmite, I guess. It's going to be even better now that he has a -1 defense counter on it. My hand isn't the best, but I do have a line that's okay. Oh, especially if they Coronet peek me as their whole turn. So yeah, I'll just pay 1 with this looking for a scrap, and I'll play the Double Trouble and just kind of see what they do. Pretty clear Vambrace plus reaction on my side. Let me read what these gauntlets do again. You can pitch Earth cards into it to give Mangle +2, or pitch Ice cards, I suppose, or both, to give Mangle Dominate. And that's a repeatable effect. It does not get destroyed when they do that. So we'll just play both the reacts here. Here's an example of where I much prefer red Double Trouble to yellow. Yep, sure enough, they have a Sink Below. I'm still going to hit with this, whereas the yellow does not hit. It would be 7 power on 7 defense. So yeah, as much as I like the idea of the yellow Double Trouble, you know, just making the opponent think about this type of situation more, I think ultimately the difference in the breakpoint is going to make me not want to play the yellow in the final. I say final, in kind of the most tuned version of this deck that I can find in the near future. Let's see, they have an Oak and Old. It will not be fused. They don't have the cards in hand. So this is just for 7. My hand is kind of cool. So what I want to do is the following. I want to go Dagger and present an Infect and see what they do. And then I can Tunic Count Your Blessing, or I can just a Nick, depending on their blocks. I think my play is okay into Stalagmite block. Like, I can still play just a Nick and then Arsenal the CYB. The other lines I have available, I suppose. Oh, they pitched a blue staunch response. That's an interesting choice of a card. Yeah, so I think there is merit to simply blocking with one of the infects. And then, like, I have the tunic to use with just a nick if they decide to stalagmite me. I like this line a little bit more just because the difference in values shouldn't be too great, and what I get to do is use my tunic very reliably if they don't stalagmite me. And you want to be using your tunic pretty frequently in grindy games just to extract all the value. But here, I think I'm not too worried about the stalagmite. Like I say, I'll just play the Justinic. And, you know, perhaps what I could have done as well is simply lead with the infect, and then if they stalagmite me, I get to count your blessing instead of having thrown the dagger. So that's pretty interesting. Seems like they're keen on just cashing in the stalagmite and having their hammer become heavy, become two-handed. Milled the Terrace under Justinic. Pretty happy about that. So this now gets +2 until he exposes one of my equipment, at which point it has a frostbite on hit. Kind of an unexciting weapon for now. The Vambrace, I think if he kills that, that's kind of annoying. I mean, I'll see if I can get my usage out of it before then. I have an option to play the CYB in response to this channel, and I'm not sure if I want to do it. I think I won't. I have a reasonable line, which is to just play the shakedown, pitching a blue, and CYB pitching a blue. That seems fine to me. This is interesting and not something I expected, but that's okay. I will just pay the 1. Yeah, they take 2 on the blood rat. I think it would have been better to pitch to the blood rat, but here we are. I think I'm, you know, if they no blocks this, I'll probably just pitch to Vambrace instead of count your blessing. No real reason to pass up that opportunity. Take another card out of their hand and deck. And they're probably just making that same calculation now. How do they want to defend? Yep, blocking just 2 makes me think they have a D-react. So I'm not sure how I want to play this one. Okay, they take it back. Let's see what their revised strategy is. Block with Mangle. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm not gonna Vambrace. I think I'm just gonna play the CYV. So my reasoning for this, aside from it sort of being telegraphed they have the D-react, is spending a whole card to do nothing on the Vambrace is quite a bit worse than using the card to count your blessings. So basically just kind of minimizing my downside risk on that turn. They're going to keep the channel around, which turns out is not that annoying for me. I'm just going to cast both of these and then see if they can convert their large hand next turn. I'm going to play both of these now, just in case they have some weird instant speed stuff that I've never thought about because I haven't played against Jarl. And I just pass back. Okay, I mean, yet again, this being yellow instead of any blue card is annoying. Just annoying. Like, that's probably what I would swap it for. It's just some some blue stealth. I don't really care which one it is. It just ends up being a strange card in hand pretty frequently. I don't like Righteous Cleansing hitting me. So let's just stop the crush effect and be done with that. They had maybe a better line, which was play Winter's Bite and then cast Spinal Crush. So it goes. I don't think there's any reason to let them block if they want to, so I'm just gonna play the Sigil, arsenal my card. Okay, this is pretty nice little hand. I can tunic my looking for a scrap and then prognosis. Yeah, I do have a target. That's nice. You made sure. Okay, this does nothing so far. Yep, this does nothing so far. Oh no, it does because I blocked with my mask. So they get to do the whole. Okay, I understand. That changes my play just a bit here. I mean, it turns out that was their only play, so I'm glad I took the line I did on the previous turn. So now the move is we pitch the blue, and then I'm going to tunic out the Count Your Blessings and cast the Leave No Witnesses and Arsenal just a Nick. That seems fine to me. That is the third Nick, so I do really want to find a good target for it. Probably the optimal one is a Bonds of Agony. Takes a lot of cards out of their deck when it converts. So this is kind of interesting now. I have an exposed zone, so blocking 6 on Summit becomes pretty incentivized for me. No reaction. This is a strange block. I'm not really sure what's going on. Why to put that here instead of on something with an on hit? Maybe they are decomposing or something, but I doubt it. They look very ice heavy in terms of the deck build. So this just is a pretty poor block, I would say. Also kind of interesting to see Civic Steps. Again, I don't know too much about the Guardian card pool for Jarl. Like, I don't know. This seems like a maybe not the best card to have there. Crumble to Eternity. Yep. One of the specializations. I am beyond fine with this. Getting a Quicken token is quite good for Uzuri. If I draw an Enlightened Strike or a CNC, pretty happy to use the Quicken on that. Or even a blue stealth card, make them think a bit. And I'm pulling ahead on value quite significantly because they've really only taken game actions that like slow me down, if you will. They're not hitting me at all. So I think the way this game is going to go. Oh, by the way, drawing the CNC. I'm good at this game sometimes, I think the way this game is going to go is I'm going to have to try to pressure their life total and use my life as a resource and just kind of believe that I have enough resource cards in the deck to ignore Frostbites. Okay, so they get to put a -1 counter on another equipment. Probably a tunic, yeah. He has a cool little mini game, you know, of like killing equipments. I don't know what his hand accomplished though. Aside from that, that's just so weird. Anyway, we're gonna CNC, and I think given my position in this match, it's pretty reasonable to pitch the Count Your Blessing and cast the Surgical instead of the other way around. This is something I'm trying to work on a heuristic for. Like, how far in a life lead do you need to be before pitching the yellow CYB starts to make sense? I mean, it's not exactly a life lead per se. It's, you know, the whole context matters, and sort of what are those situations is I'm trying to have a good rule of thumb for that. I think this game is a great example. My opponent is basically doing nothing. Maybe their game plan is full fatigue, like kill my armor and then just swing summit forever. I don't know. We'll find out. So this gives their next attack dominate, so they could tunic dominate something from arsenal. Nope, just coronet peak. Yeah. So pretty strange sequence of events, if you ask me. I could discard this guy. I don't think that makes sense. I'll just put it to the bottom, right next to the other one, and a blue. So that's not the worst. What? No. Undo. I want to pay 1. Yes. There we go. Okay. So now I have a pretty clean shred CNC play. I suppose I also have pitch CNC to Vambrace plus shred the double trouble. I don't think that's as good, but it's available. The CNC I think is especially good because what I want to be doing is I want space for this Justinic when it lines up. I really want to cast it because it's a high damage density card, and obviously it takes more from their deck. So let's see if they have any D-Reacts. No blocks is a choice, a pretty interesting one. They're still thinking. I just had a funny image flash in my head. Like, what if you could block through all your armor with Jarl and then have, what's the name of that card? Down but not out as a finisher. So what you end up doing, I think, is like you give your opponent frostbites in their exposed zones and you don't have anything. And then you, because you gave them a token, they have more tokens. And they'll have maybe not more equipment than you, but if you block aggressively with your equipment, they might have more equipment than you. You can have lower life, and then you have a guaranteed way to give tokens for. Yeah, that's a silly idea. But I don't know. This is the type of stuff I think of when my opponent makes questionable blocking choices, and it takes forever to click through it. All right, perfect hand for the Justinic. They're gonna go ahead and play a Polar Blast. No, you can have dominate. I don't mind. And what I would like to happen, paying 0. What I would like to happen is to pitch this Plague Hive to sink below, get rid of the Frostbite on their turn, and potentially inertia them. That seems pretty fun. If it comes around to me, I have no problem with pitching the Frostbite to like Tunic or something. That's fine. Yeah, so I think I'm going to go Oh, this has dominate. Ah, how annoying. That means I can't block with two of my cards. And when this hits, create a frostbite. So I can't exactly get rid of the frostbites the way I want to. Oh well. I'll just take this then. I don't think they can give me a second frostbite because I'm no longer exposed. So my turn is going to be play the double trouble, pitching Plague Hive, and see what they do. I maybe also want to dagger. I can use my tunic to Vambrace. So in that case, it would be. Oh no, I can't do that. That would only work if they don't give me a shred target. So you know what? I think I'll just do it like this, and if I have to have an extra card in hand at the end of the turn, I'm not too fussed about it. Once again, their plan is pretty much just do nothing except try to give me frostbites, so like I'm really not worried about value in this game state. I will shred you as well. And why not? I have one floating. All right. Let's see if they have 2D reacts. If not, 3 cards, please. And they're decent ones. One of the cool things about this Uzuri deck is because you're playing so many attack reactions, if the opponent does what we're seeing and just kind of sits there, you just kill them. It's a nice aspect of attack reactions, I would say, is you get to play with that hidden information and give your do nothing opponent some room to mess up. Here I'm gonna use my Sink Below because the Righteous taking a card out of my deck or maybe more is not something I'm really wanting to see. I don't think there's ever a world where I get fatigued given his life total, but I don't know. Just out of principle, I think if his life total were higher, I would want to avoid that Righteous Cleansing on hit. Okay, this thing lets him tutor a mangle. So this is yeah, it doesn't go to hand, which would be so hilarious. Can you imagine if they printed a hero like New, okay, which resolves Bonds of Agony very consistently, and then gave Jarl tutor to hand with Unforgetting? Like, imagine that. He just tutors it and then you banish them all out of his deck anyway. Poor Jarl. Let's see if he's got the D-React. If not, then hey, all right, we get to take something pretty good. So if he pitches an Earth card to this, his Mangle gets +2, which makes it 10. Yeah, I think I'll take the Autumn's Touch. Make his turn not work with the gauntlets. That seems a little bit better than leaving him with Spinals in the deck. Because again, I'm trying to kill him, so I think I don't mind if he has extra clunky reds. So the on hit for this is kill my Tunic, which I don't like, but my hand is quite good. You know, I can Spider's Bite, Double Trouble plus Razor's Edge plus Black Tech into Codex. Nice little aggro hand. They're just out though, which makes sense. I think I would leave in this situation too. They really didn't accomplish their game plan at all. So my guess is back to the drawing board for this deck build. All right, thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one.